Hi Gemini, welcome back to my channel. My name is Krista and I'm here to do your October 2019 General Tarot Forecast. I hope that you enjoyed your September 2019 General Tarot Forecast. If you're new to my channel, you may not know already that I am uploading daily free tarot readings for you and everyone on my Instagram. You can follow me at RadicalAngel33 for your free daily tarot reading. So what does Gemini need to know for October 2019? Messages for Gemini. This is for Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, and Gemini Rising signs. What does Gemini need to know for October 2019? Messages for Gemini. Messages for Gemini. Oh, how sweet is this? So we do have a Cancer individual or a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and then a really nice happy home or the beginnings of a happy home or the foundations of a happy home. So Gemini, you could be dealing with a Cancer or a home situation, fourth house energy, nurturing, mother, that type of thing. Or basically just someone who's really, really sensitive. It could even be you. You could be a sensitive Gemini who's concerned with your home. But we'll see if those show up in your actual reading today. We are looking at 4 cards. We're looking at past, present, future, and a advice card. I will be using bottom of the deck card for general energy for the month. And of course, we'll get jumper cards from our Oracle decks to polish off your reading. So messages for Gemini. October 2019, Gemini. October. All right, folks. And remember, if this doesn't resonate with you for any reason, check out your moon and rising signs. Those might be helpful as well. Ooh, look at that stunning high priestess. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow, okay, so bottom of the deck energy, 3 of Wands. Really, you're waiting for your ships to come in. It looks like you've already made a decision here. You're waiting for some payoff. But something really, really positive here. And it looks like through a sense of passion or a sense of, at least you've taken action towards something that you really, truly want here, Gemini. So that's kind of exciting to see. We're just moving out of this. This is in the past, or I would say at least at the end of the first week of the month for you. In October, we have the High Priestess. Some really gorgeous, potent energy here. We have the intuition on high alert. So Gemini, you're moving out of this phase, but you can take this with you. I think anything that you can intuit at this time, or if you rely on your intuition, or if you even play with your intuition at this time, as opposed to, say, the world of knowledge and research and data, and cold hard facts and that type of thing, which is what the Queen of Swords offers us, right? I mean, these are almost in opposition to one another, but if these energies are used in tandem, I mean, seriously, look out. You could solve some massive statistical problems right now. And yes, I'm talking about numbers. It sounds counterintuitive, right? When we deal with things like our intuition. But Albert Einstein himself spoke so highly about his own sense of intuition in terms of coming up with solutions, coming up with answers, in developing ideas, or even developing studies and research that you just can't do with something that's stable or sturdy or already invented. This is a way for you to invent something new. So really play around with this if this is new for you. If it's not new for you, you can take a lot of delight in playing with your intuition, at least for the first week of October. The High Priestess is also looking at a lot of feminine energy, and it's a lot of receptive energy. So I would maybe spend a little bit more time pulling in information, gathering data at this time. Again, I don't think that you have to necessarily be actively sourcing this out. You just have to be aware. So conscientiousness is really important right now. Of course, your intuition. Sensitivity in general could be really, really high this week. You just may be really sensitive to the feminine ideal, feminine ideology, or females in general. And this could be your own sense of femininity. This could be you know, let's just say you've lived a very masculine life, whether you're a man or a woman, your whole life, and you're just finding some, say, value in the intuition or value in the receptivity sense of yourself. You know, the ego and the id, the yin and the yang, that type of thing. I mean, these elements really do have to complement one another, right? They can't override one another. So this has to be complementary too, and it looks like it will be with the mentally profound part of yourself. But I think it's always wise to put this into practice and to get some, you know, to feel comfortable and confident in this energy in order for you to work them in tandem. Because by the second week here, it looks like we're looking at the problem or the question or challenge is what's going on in the mind, right? This sense of, you know, the divorce queen here, as she's also known, but this woman is the wisest, okay? She's the wisest out of the whole deck, out of all the queens, out of all the other cards. And this is not because somebody just gave her a book and she read it. This woman has seen and lived it all. She has some scars to show for it, and she's not able to fool anybody, right? And if you take these two elements, and this, let's just pretend it's you that we're talking about, or, you know, whoever's watching, if this is someone you know and you can pinpoint who this is, or if this is you decide that as a viewer. But if these two elements in tandem are, in my estimation, these are unstoppable. This is profoundly life-altering energy. Okay, this is actually life-altering. And it could switch up the way you feel about yourself, others, about life in general, about your own sense of femininity, about females, perhaps in general, about the intuitive world, your intuition, the natural world, let's suggest, right? I mean, I know there's no pentacles here, but because females, femininity, the id, the hidden, the subconscious, which is again what she rules, subconscious, you know, this intuitive self, this receptivity, you know, so closely linked, whether it's religious or secular, to the earth, to Mother Earth, as it were, right? Then this is going to feel full and loving, and possibly even some spiritual growth could occur here as well. I just don't think it's going to occur through overthinking or, you know, a huge amount of data or information necessarily. I think you're going to feel your way through this. I think you might try to, as a Gemini, and who can blame you? I think you might try to make sense of what you're feeling, perhaps, or intuiting through the mental space or mental channels. But ultimately, this is the best guide, right? The future, or the outcome, or the prediction is a full heart. This is a brand new opportunity. This could be a brand new love, right? A brand new love for yourself, for someone else, obviously, for a process. But, you know, by and large, for a sense of self, right? You've fallen in love, or you have a new appreciation for your own intuitive self, or your own sense of self. So this is just quite striking to see this here for you. It's so, so beautiful. Here with your advice, this is guidance or action is what is necessary. So, you know, equilibrium, the justice is really just saying, you know, on the balance. This is Leo ruled. I know it's counterintuitive. It feels like it should be Libra, but it's not. There could be Libra, but again, we're looking at more fixed energy here. As opposed to, say, you know, Taurus ruled high priestess or Venus ruled high priestess. You know, we have this, the justice, equilibrium. I'd say if this has anything to do with a legal or court case matter, I would say that justice will be leveled in your favor. We will take a look at, I'm going to qualify this card with another, with a jumper from the deck in just a moment. But we also have 11, so we have this equilibrium. We have a great blessing here that is available to you as well. And it could be, because these are bookmarking, something in the center that equals, say, a new love or a new appreciation or even a new spiritual ascension here. You know, we have this air energy here with this Libra, right? This could be any air sign. Yes, obviously any air sign, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini here with the Queen of Swords. But, you know, Queens do represent the cardinal signs in the tarot, so that would necessarily be Libra. We are in Libra season. Of course, the sun is in Libra, so is Mercury and Venus. So, you know, this could just be about making very distinct decisions as well. This could be as simple as weighing the pros and cons right now. And then at least by the end of the month, it looks like either a decision will be made for you and it'll be made in your favor, or you'll make the best decision for you because you know what's truly in your heart. So like I said, let's take another card. Let's see what the Justice card has to do with there. Let's get some more information about this Justice card. Why is the Justice in the Advice card? What is Justice advising? Oops. Yeah, okay, so King of Pentacles. So something having to do with maturity. These are assets. This is someone who works with their hands necessarily, but there is a very warm energy here, a warm comfort. This is, according to the Tarot, as a fixed sign card. This is a Taurus. However, it can be any earth sign. So it can be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, rather. But we are dealing here with a Libra and a Capricorn person. There could be a Taurus here or a Venus-ruled individual or situation as well. It could just be something as simple and concise as a matter of the heart and making a decision around a Taurus individual or what it is that you really want to see actualized, right? This is an actualization card. This is health, wealth, working with your hands. This is living in the world of your five senses, creature comforts, right? But ultimately, as you can tell, even with the color coding in the card is, you know, extremely warm. This is about warm affection, something solid, built to last, stable, reliable, something having to do with terms of that nature. Yeah, just getting a feel about all the cards. I mean, the coldest card in the whole reading here is the Queen of Swords. But as a Libra, you know what? She's just doing what comes natural. She has to weigh these two. And then you've got something is being measured and weighed here, either for you or you are deliberately doing it. And if you aren't aware that it's being done, you can intuit that it's being done. Right? And I would also state as well, because we have this, these are reinforcing one another, the Ace of Cups, of course, and the High Priestess. These are incredibly intuitive cards. I cannot stress that any more than that. I would say if you're trying to conceal something from someone, especially if they're a Libra or an air sign, just don't. And if you feel like someone is trying to conceal something from you, or, you know, we don't see any sevens here, so there's no spy situation or anything like that. But there is a, you know, there could be a wait and see situation here as well. So there could be someone who is being tested at this time as well, right? And it could be you testing someone else or you're being tested. We have a soulmate situation. Yes, yes, this is your soulmate. So, you know, if this has to do with a love or romance relationship, of course, this has to do with someone that you feel very strongly is your soulmate. And again, you can probably intuit that. And you can tell within your heart of hearts, you know, if you are in love with someone and you're thinking about someone else, you're not in love with that first person. You're just not. And that's something to consider. On the other hand, if you're in love with somebody and you feel distracted by somebody else, you're going to want to help yourself out by looking at your measure of distraction. And so getting that situated and underway and problem solving that while focusing on your partner or focusing on a soulmate situation and reminding them and having you both say solidify that relationship. But ultimately, if you're not in one, or if you're looking, or even if you're not looking, there could be a soulmate situation available to you in the month of October. Oops, I didn't even shuffle, so let me shuffle first. I did have a card jump out, but I'm going to shuffle. Yes, this is your soulmate. I mean, this could be strictly about you getting to the nitty-gritty of, you know, something about the subconscious here. I know we're not looking at the moon. We're looking at a high priestess. She's intuition, the moon subconscious. But, you know, there's a collective, let's say unconscious, right? With the high priestess. I think there is a collective unconscious here with people, you know, even at the best of times and the best of us who even try. Some of the stuff is just lost on us, or we can't see the forest for the trees, or like I said, we go from, you know, we feel a certain way, or we intuit something, but we're just not sure. So we're going to drag it through every book and every study, and we're going to write about it, and we're going to deliberate, and we're going to, right, all the rest of it, because it's almost like we can't stand that we have an intuition and that our intuition might be on target. But Gemini, it is saying in the month of October that it absolutely is, that the Ace of Cups is guiding you to your highest point. At least for, you know, love, right? Or new love. Here with meditation, I think it is really wise to go within at this time. Meditation is a far simpler exercise than many people give it credit for, and it's even that much more undervalued, unfortunately. So if you are, say, finding it hard to come to terms with, say, your intuition at this time, or you find it hard to, say, quiet the mind, I think meditation could really be helpful for you this month, especially Gemini. Meditation is so helpful. There's actually, speaking of data and research, there is a plethora of research to suggest that no matter who you are, no matter what age you are, meditation can and does improve your mental and physical health. So it could be something for you to play with this month. All right, so we had 2 jump out of this deck here. All right, so we have 2 major themes here. We have humility and we have motivations. So, what is motivating you, and why would you have to be humble at this time? Or, you know, are you practicing humility, or is someone having to humble you? Are you humbling someone else? Is that your job to do that? And then here with motivations, like what would motivate you to humble yourself or someone else, or vice versa? What would motivate them to do that to you? Why would humility be a factor in the month of October for us anyway? It's because we might get too big for our britches here. We might be so involved with thinking or overthinking that we forget about things, you know, perhaps the most important part of, you know, the human, say, evolution or the human condition, which really is love, which really is about, you know, appreciation and love. So humility might just have to be something that you practice on your own here for a day, or you have to get in the practice of. But motivation, I think, is a much clearer factor into what drives us to certain things. So we have meditation, we have humility, and then we have motivation. So essentially, what is motivating you through these processes? What do you think you're going to get? What do you think you're giving up? I would really, particularly by the end of the month, right? We're going to look at, you know, something that is occurring in the month of October, at least that you're mulling about intuitively and that you have strongly in your heart. You know, does this have longevity? Is this the long view, right? Especially with that King of Pentacles qualifying the Justice card there. I mean, you want to have something that is kind of built to last here. So your motivations, I would suggest at least this month would be, you know, what's the most solid foundation? What's the most long lasting for you? Before diving into it, or before putting more time and energy into it. And here with the porcupine, one of my favorite cards from this deck, and this is innocence. This is really just sweet playfulness. This is someone who is able to really be sweet and intimate and gentle, but most importantly, playful. Now, its keyword is innocence, but I find that porcupine is just, it stays out of people's, you know, as far as the story goes, it stays out of people's ways, and it just wants to have fun. It just wants to create a little world of its own without being made fun of or without being torn down. So there could be a small element of escapism here as well. Just make sure that the innocence factor isn't turning into a level of escapism, and then really focus on balancing that, at least in the month of October, okay, Gemini? So I had a blast reading this for you. I really hope that you enjoyed watching it. If you did, you can like and share these videos with your friends and family. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Do follow me on my Instagram account at RadicalAngel33 for your daily free tarot readings. And until we meet in the next video, take excellent care, Gemini. Bye for now.